Hello, welcome to the Daily Millwall for Saturday, 1st of October 2022. Today's Millwall news, it was a match day, it was an away game, we played the Blackburn Rovers and we lost and we conceded 2 goals. It's same old shit, history repeating. Nothing's changed, we've had 14 days off since we last played a game and nothing's changed, including the lineup. So this is the match report from Southern News.co.uk. Blackburn Rovers 2, Millwall 1. The Lions suffered the sixth defeat of the Championship campaign in a rainy afternoon in Lancashire. Mill's winless away run was extended at Ewood Park as the Lions were beaten 2-1 by Blackburn Rovers. Gary Rowett's side defended well in a poor first half. Saw the two sides going to the break at 0-0. The second half was far worse for the visitors. The mix-up at the back saw Tyrese Dolan score from an easy charge for the hour mark, with Ben Brereton Diaz scoring from a corner just 6 minutes later put Rovers into a dominant position. Jake Cooper converted from Tyler Berry's cross with a little under 14 minutes left to play. The visitors couldn't repeat their heroics from Swansea away. Blackburn, rocking a new look attacking lineup, were the first team to go for goal after winning a free kick around 30 yards out. George Long came out to punch the ball away as far as Tyrese Dolan, who looked to loop the ball into the back of an empty net, but his shot flew over the bar. We all won a free kick in a similar position 3 minutes later, but instead of crossing it into the box, Zion Fleming took aim with a clear strike. However, just like Dolan's earlier effort, it whizzed wide of the target. Rovers looked to maintain their pressure in the final third, but found themselves being caught out by the Lions on the counter. Their kamikaze defending didn't help, however, with Fleming and Benik Afobe pressing every time the host played out the back. Mill's best chance of the game came on the half-hour mark. Blackburn got a short free kick horribly wrong, allowing Callum Stars to pick up the loose ball, play Afobe through on goal. It was forced out to the right flank, however, and the host defence were able to close him down as he got his shot away. Jon Dahl Tomasson's side had the best chance of the opening 45 minutes, the first half stoppage time, after winning a corner, which Long had to get down low to keep out, sending the sides in level at the break. After an early penalty shout for Millwall in the second half, hosts went on to dominate the early stages of the game. Long was forced into action to beat Brereton Diaz to a back pass, which he cleared as far as Ryan Edges, who fired wide for distance. Seconds later, Brereton Diaz missed another chance from close range, firing a shot miles over the bar, although the flag went up to save his blushes. Clearly, it wouldn't be long before Blackburn put one in the back of the net. That moment came in the 56th minute when Sam Gallagher breezed past Murray Wallace playing a low cross into the box. Long came out to claim it, but Cresswell rushed it to clear it while he was off his line. His undercooked pass trickled out to Dolan, slotted the ball into an empty net to give Rovers the lead. 6 minutes later, things went from bad to worse. Blackburn won a corner which Tyler Morton whipped towards Brereton Diaz. The Chilean international got in front of George Honeyman, allowing him to tap the ball past Long from close range. It looked like Millwall were dead and buried as the clock ticked towards the final stage of the match, but with 40 minutes left to play, the Lions got themselves back in it. Substitute Tyler Berry recycled an overhit cross back into the box, with Jake Cooper rising highest ahead, a low effort pass to Kaminsky. A late flurry of chances came the way of the visitors, but Fleming, Cooper, and Andreas Vogelsammer failed to get Millwall level in the dying stages. And there's the team there, but we're going to look at the team on the Mill website because they actually have the substitutes and the times of the substitutions. This is match report from millfc.co.uk. So Millwall's team was Long. It was actually the same starting 11 as the last game because Blackpool and Blackburn basically the same team, aren't they? So why change it? Playing Blackpool at home and playing Blackburn away. Why would you change the players or the formation or the style of play? Just play the same way because all games are the same, aren't they? I mean, they both got black in their name, so it's there, isn't it? You got to have a system as a manager. Long, Wallace, Cooper, Cresswell, Shackleton, Malone, Mitchell, Styles, Fleming, Bovey, and Honeyman. And obviously, after we go 2 goals down, then we start to bring on the attacking substitutes to try and do something in the game after we've gone 2 goals down. So, obviously, on the 68th minute, we have Bury on for Cresswell, George Evans on for Mitchell, Bogle-Sammer on for Honeyman, and later on we have Saville on for Styles in the 79th minute. The unused substitutes will be Akowski, Bradshaw, and McNamara. So we were told that Hutchinson and Mason Bennett would be available. Obviously, I don't know if they're back yet, probably not fit enough, but they're nowhere near the matchday squad. And what can you say? We don't have a centre back on the bench. We didn't have a centre back on the bench. Do we have one to put on the bench? Probably not. But yeah, the big news. I'm telling you in the videos leading up to the game that what Gary Rowett's saying. And he's saying, "Oh, Bart's still the number one. We wanted to give Long a chance, but you know, Bart's the man, and all this." And then he starts Long again. Now, I don't think Long did anything wrong in this game. I don't think you put the blame on him. A lot of people pointing the finger at Mario Wallace in terms of the first goal that conceded. There's a ball played over his head to the player. It's on his shoulder. He runs back with him, and he kind of stops and then tries to get the ball by sticking his leg up higher than his head. Why do that? Why did you stop? Why don't you just keep running and then chest the ball or head the ball? Why did you stop and then try and lift your leg up over your head to kind of control the ball? Bizarre. And then you let them cross the ball into the 6-yard box. Keeper comes out, clatters Cresswell, or Cresswell clatters him, and then the geezer's got a free ball just to stroke it into the net. Comical defending, and the only trouble is we're not the ones laughing. It's not very funny. So let's get back to the match report from southernnews.co.uk and see the takeaways. Long keeps his place. And a surprise move. Rao opts to keep Long as his goalkeeper over Biakowski, despite previously confirming that the former Polish international was the line's first choice. The 28-year-old made an impressive low save to deny Blackburn goal in the first half stoppage time, although a mix-up with Cresswell allowed the host to open the scoring. That's what I just said. Will Rowett stick with Long again against Rotherham on Wednesday evening? Who knows, mate? It's literally, is there any rhyme or reason to what's going on? Is Biakowski injured? He's injured, but because he's not fully fit. Maybe he's got a finger problem again, like he had before. So he can play, but he's not at premium. He's not at his best. So if he's not going to be at his best because he's got a slight injury, he's okay to have on the bench, because what are the chances he's going to have to come off the bench and play? Maybe that's the situation. He's not telling us. Why should he tell us? It's not down to us. Although massive amounts of money are being bet on this, so injuries. If you could tell the punters about the injury, that would be nice. In America and American football, they actually have to report all the players that are going to be injured on the injury list, and it's that's the thing that they do out there. So maybe Bukowski's injured, we don't know. No changes, a different result. Millwall played well in their wins against Cardiff and Blackpool with Ray opting to keep the same lineup from the most recent match of the Den. Ultimately, the outcome was far worse, although not too unfamiliar from what we've seen of the Lions on the road so far this season. Something we will need to change in South Yorkshire next week. Well, Rotherham lost at home to Wigan. They lost 2-0. So, what are the chances we keep a clean sheet? What are the chances we actually score? One positive thing, if you can call it that, from this game is that that goal that we scored today was actually our first away goal that we actually scored, because the other two were own goals against Swansea. So this is the only goal that we've actually scored. Jake Cooper, Tyler Berry's cross again. Tyler Berry, a very direct attacking player, and he can't get on the pitch until we're already losing a game. The winless run continues. Millwall have failed to win an away game in the Championship since March the 5th, a run which stretches back to 11 games. In that time, the Lions have played at Ewood Park twice, taking just 1 point. Whether it's a mentality issue or a tactical one remains to be seen, but at the moment it's costing Rowett's men almost every time. The fixtures won't get any easier in the coming weeks and months. You've just said that we're going to be playing Rotherham on Wednesday, so it is going to get easier. It's going to get easier in a couple of days. Rotherham are not a very good team in this league. They lost at home to Wigan 2-0. If we can't beat Rotherham, then what's the point? If we can't go away to Rotherham and win, not that we deserve to win, we have a right to win. You need to compete and do what you need to do to win. If we can't do that against Rotherham on Wednesday, then what is the point? What is the point? So, here's where it gets curious and curious, but not really. So the post-match interviews were conducted by Adam Barrett. Now, obviously, some people said that's Gary Adams hiding. No, he had to leg it back to wherever he's going, London or whatever, because he's running the London Marathon tomorrow. And I don't know if you've ever done that, or if you've been around the Greenwich area on the day of a London Marathon in the morning. There are literally thousands and thousands and thousands of people making their way to Greenwich Park to or Blackheath to go on a little run, and they need to get up to get there for 7 o'clock. They need to have a good night's sleep, so especially if they're going to run 26 miles. So here's Adam Barrett doing the post-match interviews. So this is from londonnewsonline.co.uk. Teams are punishing us. Millwall assistant boss Adam Barrett reacts to 2-1 loss at Blackburn Rovers. Millwall assistant boss Adam Barrett has stressed that his players need to stop making errors after gifting Blackburn Rovers their opener in the 2-1 defeat at Ewood Park. Dolan scored the opener for those before Brereton Diaz scored Rovers' second. Jay Cooper did pull one back for South London Club in the 75th minute, but it wasn't enough as the Lions' winless away run continues. Barrett spoke to the media post-match after Millwall boss Garrett had to head back to London for the London Marathon, which he is running tomorrow. Barrett said, "We had the better of the chances in the first half, but didn't quite take them. The really hard thing to take is it's another error away from home which has gifted them the goal. That is what it was, a gift, and that's something we've got to cut out because there's been too much away from home. Then you're on an uphill task. It makes life difficult, but we got ourselves back in the game with Jay Cooper's goal. We had to get good opportunities at the end to nick a draw. Well, you have to stop coming from 1 or 2 goals behind. Ideally, it's 0-0 when you're making the changes with the impacts to win the game. So there's the game plan, which we've heard Barrett say this before. Keep it 0-0 until 60 minutes, 70 minutes. Then we bring on Tyler Berry, Vogelsammer, and all these other players, and then actually play 20 minutes of football to try and win the game. That's their game plan, and it's fucking failing miserably. This photograph, I'll just draw your attention to it. This is the goal that they scored. There's Murray Wallace there, poleaxed on the floor. There's George Long and Cresswell after they clattered each other. Brilliant stuff there. Fantastic. That picture sums it up. It's been too often away from home this year, and we pride ourselves on our defensive record. It's been very good over the past few years. We look solid first half, but we have to cut these errors out because we've gifted them a goal. It's a very difficult league. We've got to make sure we have a reaction on Wednesday. We're expecting a reaction out of the boys, but it's that little moment of concentration. You just can't lapse for one moment or you'll get punished. Unfortunately, at the moment, any little lapse that we're having, teams are punishing us. Also from LondonNewsOnline.co.uk, Millwall assistant manager Barrett lays down challenge for Tyler Berry following cameo during Blackburn defeats. Millwall assistant manager Adam Barrett has challenged Tyler Berry to be more consistent after his assist for Jake Cooper's goal for 2-1 defeat to Blackburn Rovers. Barrett was doing a post-match press at Ewood Park for Gary as the Millwall boss had to get back to the capital for tomorrow's London Marathon, which he is running. The 21-year-old Bury replaced Charlie Cresswell in the 68th minute at Blackburn and helped Millwall score a consolation 7 minutes later, crossing for Cooper to head past Thomas Kaminski. Barrett said, "We know Tyler can be a real threat when he comes on. He's got a great impact. The challenge for Tyler is to be more consistent. Today he's come on, set up the goal, and he's got a bright future. He's got to keep learning, keep working hard, and hopefully he'll do very well for us." Barrett reckons having Sean Hutchinson and Mason Bennett back fit will be a big boost for Millwall. The Millwall assistant manager has also explained why the pair didn't quite make the squad today for the 2-1 defeat away to Blackburn Rovers. Lions skipper Hutchinson suffered a groin injury earlier in the season for a Millwall's junior win against Cardiff. Bennett, who started the first 3 games of the season, has missed the last 7 games due to a hamstring problem. Barrett said, "We're not the biggest squad, but it's nice to have Sean Hutchinson and Mason Bennett, who just come back from injury. They only trained for a couple of days, so we've got to be careful with them as well. But of course, with this busy period now, we've got a lot of games and a lot of midweek games, so it's good to have your captain coming back in Hutch. You've got Mason Bennett coming back, so we're pleased with that, but we've got to make sure that when they're ready to go on the pitch, they're match fit and robust enough to deal with it." So that's why they weren't included in the squad. They weren't robust. But Tyler Berry has to be more consistent. Consistent how? What? How can you, what you mean boring and less exciting and more conventional? He should stop like running forward with the ball, doing crazy shit like that, yeah? He should do a few more sideways passes. Maybe a pass all the way back to the keeper every now and then. Is that what you're talking about when you mean consistent? The geezer set up a goal after coming off the bench. Who else has fucking done that? Who else has done that? This is the first goal we've scored away from home this season, and he assisted in it. The other 2 goals were own goals. And yet again, as I said in my prediction, I predicted we would lose 2-0. Why did that? Because we keep conceding 2 goals in every fucking away game that we play. The only game where we haven't is the cup game against Cambridge, where we only conceded 1. What the fuck is happening here? What is happening here? What is happening here? Why can we not play well away from home? Why did Gary Rowett pick the same team and the same system? And he seems to think that you can do that playing that a home game and away game are the same things. That playing a home game against Blackpool and playing an away game against Blackpool is the same thing. play the same players in the same system. Yeah, that's fine. It's not. It's not, and it's not working. So do something about it. And if you can't, or you don't know how, get someone else who can. Get someone to scout Millwall. Get a proper fucking football man if they still exist. If George Graham's still around, Mick McCarthy, anyone who's been in the game a long fucking time, to watch Millwall's away games on video and tell you what the fucking problem is and how you're playing. And suggest some changes, and then it's up to you whether you want to do them or you don't. Simple as. Get someone to help you out. Because this is fucking ridiculous. And we'll see how ridiculous it gets on Wednesday when we play Rotherham United in our next away game. And we'll see if we can see 2 to them. We'll see if we will score against them. Now, like I said, we should be winning that game. We don't have a right to win that game. We still need to compete and play properly to win that game. And if we don't win that game, there's going to be massive problems. There really are. And on that note, thank you for watching and goodbye.